Hey, welcome to Wayne County Now. It is Saturday, June 1st, 2024. I'm Dustin Fuller for the latest local news, weather, and sports anytime. Check out our website at mywaynecountynow.com. Here's what's making news. Weather permitting, it is a free swim day over at the Fairfield City Pool at Leo French Park. That free swim being put on by Gordy and Diane Toombs. Again, that free swim will take place, weather permitting, 1 until 5 at Leo French Park at the Fairfield City Pool. It's also the final day to sign up for the Fairfield Public Library Summer Reading Program. Library hours today are from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Program runs through July 5th. Registration again ends at the end of the day today. Those in grades 1 through 8 are welcome to enter the program. Prizes will be awarded for meeting reading goals. And there will be a special event on July 5th with the Summer Reading Skate Party that will be held at Skateland Rollersport from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. All registered readers may attend that free skate on July the 5th. Looking at other items in the news, a couple court items took place in Wayne County Court on Friday. One of those items happened to be involving Ray Tate. Ray Tate is the individual who originally pled guilty in April of 2022 to the killing of former Wayne County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Riley. An amended motion was filed July 23rd of last year for a withdrawal of his guilty plea. At the last hearing, the state appointed John Meter as standby counsel for Tate. Also at the hearing, Tate was granted leave to file a second amended motion to withdraw his guilty plea or a supplemental motion to withdraw a guilty plea. In the motion hearing yesterday, the prosecution had subpoenaed from Tate's previous attorney, Heidi Hoffey, items including records in the case, as well as sentencing and previous pleas. Tate, representing himself, did not have an objection to that motion. In regard to the second amended motion to withdraw his guilty plea, Tate claimed that he missed the deadline to file a response to the prosecution due to a lockdown at Menard Correctional Facility, where he's currently being held. Wayne County State's Attorney Kevin Kakak requested information from Menard in regards to mail being sent out during the lockdown. Tate claims that his mail was sent May 3rd, but has not been received by the Wayne County Courthouse. There was also a question in regards to which motion is superseding at the evidentiary hearing. According to Tate, a supplemental motion and an amended motion were involved in the case. It was determined that Tate could file the second amended motion in the case, but if it was found that Tate was fabricating the situation at Menard, the state would severely like to impose the May 10th deadline. That was not met by the defense. Tate is scheduled to appear in Wayne County Court June 11th. The case involving Johnny Green had its initial court appearance yesterday in Wayne County. Green is facing charges of aggravated driving under the influence of alcohol, a Class 2 felony, and reckless homicide, a Class 3 felony. Green's attorney, TJ Parrish, was present with 3 character witnesses. The incident led to the death of James L. Burrow of McLeansboro. Incident allegedly took place in 4 Mile Township in Wayne County. Green faces up to 24 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections with a truth in sentencing statute requiring a service of 85% of a sentence based on the charges. A preliminary hearing is set for June 25th in Wayne County Court. The state filed a denial of pretrial release in the case. Assistant State's Attorney Kyle Ellis used evidence from Illinois State Police on the incident. Attorney TJ Parrish argued that his prior criminal history did not warrant the denial of pretrial release. The victim's parents were also on hand with the defense, there to testify on behalf of Green. Ellis argued that the state has the burden of proof and believed that he could be a risk. Parrish argued for his client that he is in the lowest risk category for reoffending. The victim's mother, Edna Burrow, believes that Green shouldn't be held for a tragic accident, as well as the victim's sister, Tammy, reiterating the same, that the incident was an accident and she feels he wouldn't reoffend. The victim's brother, Philip Burrow Jr., mentioned in his statement that he didn't know Green very well, but he stated he knew his brother and Green were the best of friends and argued that Green should have the ability to say goodbye to his best friend. Funeral service for the best friend, who happens to be Mr. James L. Burrow of McLeansboro, is taking place today. Judge Denton audited the case, determined based on the evidence and testimony provided that Green would be granted pretrial release. Conditions of Green's release include no consumption of alcohol. A GPS and scram monitor would be in place, as well as not being allowed to drive or visit an establishment where alcohol is the primarily sold item. He's scheduled to return to Wayne County Court June 25th at 3 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. The Jason Hammock case was before Judge Denton Odd in Wayne County Court on Friday. In the court session, it was learned that the defense was dropping a witness off of the defense witness list. According to Hammock's attorney, David Benny, the defense will be dropping a doctor from testifying in that case. Special Prosecutor Lorinda Lampkin filed a third amended motion information item with the court, and Judge Odd granted that admission. Jason Hammock was charged in May of 2018 with criminal sexual assault with the victim older than the age of 13 and criminal sexual assault by force. Case is now set to go to trial in Wayne County on July 8th. Final pretrial conference is set for June 10th at 2:30 in Wayne County Court. The trial was originally set for a holiday week. Hammock's attorney, David Benny, was worried about the 4th of July holiday. Defense objected to that motion initially, but both parties and Judge Odd agreed to move their jury trial to July 8th. Due to chances of storms, the Fairfield City Fire Department's pork burger and pork chop sale that's set for today has been moved to the Fairfield City Fire Department. The department headquarters is located at 108 Northwest 7th in Fairfield. Fire officials say they will have a drive-through sale at the back of the station on the east side from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. All proceeds will go to repairs for the Children's Fire Safety House. The house will benefit the community and surrounding areas for children and teaching them on what to do if a fire were to ever occur at their home. Marshall the fire dog will be at the station for pictures as well. Fire officials ask that you do not block the front of the fire department so their trucks can get out if there's an emergency during the time of the sale. A wet forecasted store for the next few days. We'll talk about that. We've also got to look at obituaries, sports, community calendar outs, and more. This is Wayne County Now.
When you need concrete or masonry work, NewGen Concrete is your go-to in Wayne County and the surrounding area. They can help you finish that concrete project with anything from flat work, stairs and stem walls, to decorative stamping and masonry resurfacing. NewGen Concrete, set in stone on Williamson Drive in Fairfield. Call 618-516-5002 or email them at newgenconcretellc@yahoo.com to get on the schedule today. At One Step Ahead and HME in Fairfield, the customer's health and comfort is their top priority. They carry a full line of home medical equipment, plus respiratory care items, diabetic footwear, and supplies that you need. And they make it easy with the ability to drop ship directly to your home. Plus, there's the added convenience of a local office at 1010 West Main in Fairfield with a friendly staff and an easy-to-use app. Now offering Dexcom and Freestyle Libre continuous glucose monitors. That's One Step Ahead and HME in Fairfield.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
No time to run to the bank? No problem. People's National Bank makes banking easy and convenient with PNB To Go mobile banking. PNB To Go allows you to deposit checks, pay bills, transfer money between accounts, view your statements, turn your debit card off and on, and much more, all on your smartphone. It truly is banking at your fingertips with PNB To Go mobile banking. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
And time now to take a look at weather. Let's just say it's a little wet outside. If you've looked outside this morning, we got some rain shower activity. Taking a look at radar here right now. The heaviest of the rain is just to the north and west of us, up and around Marion and Centralia. Also, there's some heavier rain around the Carbondale area. This rain action is moving slowly to the north and east, but it looks like it could clear the area later this afternoon and evening. Showers, thunderstorms are in the forecast for today. Some of those could be strong later in the day. Expect a high in the Wayne County area around 70 degrees. 40% chance of a lingering shower or storm tonight. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, the low 63. Partly sunny on Sunday, warmer, a high of 81. Sunday evening, partly cloudy, the low of 63. Active weather pattern returns on Monday, calling for a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon. Mostly sunny, high of 86. Showers, thunderstorms in the forecast for a majority of the next week as well. We'll take a look at area obituaries coming up in just a few moments. This is Wayne County Now. If you're looking for supplies for memorial decorations or a memorial piece, look no further than Everlasting Florals, formerly Leg Manufacturing, at 900 West Delaware in Fairfield. Owners Chad and Melissa Musgrave offer a full line of wholesale and retail floral supplies, silk flowers for every season, and even manufacture a variety of items in-house, from wire and aluminum saddles to cemetery can holders, shepherd's hooks, and flag holders. Everlasting Florals, making the world more colorful, one stem at a time. Local and area obituaries on Wayne County Now, presented by the Johnson Devon Funeral Home, 106 Northeast 4th Street in Fairfield, and presented by Everlasting Florals, 900 West Delaware in Fairfield. 75-year-old Charles Phil Helm of Fairfield passed away on Thursday at a Perion Care in Fairfield. He was born in Centralia on February 1st of 1949 to Merville and Helen Thompson Helm. On July 3rd of 1971, he married Brenda Smith. They were about to celebrate 53 years of marriage this year. Phil graduated from Salem High School in 1968 and then enrolled in the American Academy of Art in Chicago. He completed his associate's degree in commercial art at SIU Carbondale in 1971. Phil was a longtime employee at Kincaid's Hardware and then was employed for the city of Fairfield prior to his retirement in 2011. He served in the U.S. Army Reserves in South Carolina during the Vietnam War, and Phil was named a member of the First Christian Church of Fairfield. Phil's passions were movies and music. He amassed a large collection of records, CDs, and DVDs. He was a trivia expert on bands, their members and their songs, as well as movies and their casts. He also enjoyed collecting die-cast cars. Phil is survived by his wife Brenda of Fairfield, son Matthew and wife Brandy Helm of Newburgh, Indiana, grandson Jackson Helm of Newburgh, sister Mary Grace Sheffers of Woodstock, Illinois, nephews Mark Easley of Rockford, and Chris and wife Jean Easley of Huntley, Illinois, niece Andrea Sheffers of Woodstock, Illinois, brother-in-law Jerd and wife Tally Smith of Jeff, sisters-in-law Kim and significant other Robert Larner of Edinburgh, Scotland, and Peggy and husband Bob Lyons of Springfield, step-granddaughter Krista Stallings of Newburgh, Indiana, and step-great-granddaughter Brooklyn Stallings also survive. Phil was preceded in death by his parents, paternal grandparents J.T. and Mary Jane Helm, maternal grandparents Richard and Ma Grace Thompson, nephew David Brian Easley, and parents-in-law Charles and Dorothy Smith. Per Phil's wishes, his body was cremated, and graveside memorial services are set for 2 p.m. on Friday at Maple Hill Cemetery in Fairfield. Friends and family are asked to go directly to the cemetery. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to Cancer Care Specialists of Illinois for their Fairfield Clinic or the Wayne County Humane Society and will be accepted at the Johnson Devon Funeral Home in Fairfield. 94-year-old Robert M. Russell of Mill Shoals passed away at 2:10 a.m. on Thursday, May 30th at Wabash Senior Living in Carmi. He was born December 1st of 1929 in Evansville to Bernice M. and Daisy Merritt Russell. He had a special companion, Mary Voppel, for over 25 years. Bob was a veteran of the U.S. Army Air Corps. He was also an area manager for an offshore drilling company, traveling all over the world with his job. The one thing that Bob loved to do was ballroom dancing. He was taught by Arthur Murray and then later worked with him in California, teaching others to dance. He and Mary loved to dance, not only in Illinois, but also in Florida, where they spent 6 months out of the year. In April of 2022, Bob was privileged to take an honor flight to Washington, D.C., for which he enjoyed very much. Survivors include his son Robert Russell Jr. of Fort Pierce, Florida, 2 grandchildren and his sister Margaret Bushery of Mill Shoals, along with several nieces and nephews. He's also survived by Mary's sons Gary and wife Barb Voppel, Steve Voppel, and Kelly, and wife Tanya Voppel, her daughter Debbie and husband Bill South, and several of her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He was preceded in death by his parents, his companion Mary Voppel, a son Steve Russell, and a brother Donnie Russell. Funeral services for Bob Russell will be at 12 noon Tuesday at the Johnson Devon Funeral Home in Fairfield. Burial will be in Shrewsbury Cemetery in Mill Shoals. Military rights will be provided by Anthony Wayne, Post 176 of the American Legion, and Wayne County Post 4535 of the VFW. Visitation will be from 10 a.m. until service time at the Johnson Devon Funeral Home. Memorial donations may be made to Mill Shoals Baptist Church and will be accepted at the Johnson Devon Funeral Home. Johnson Devon Funeral Home of Fairfield assisting the family with arrangements. 85-year-old Shirley Ann Pilcher of Fairfield passed away at 4 a.m. Wednesday at Sisney Rehabilitation and Healthcare. She was born August 21st of 1938 in Wayne County to William P. and Ruby Grubb McNeely. On October 25th of 1956, she married the love of her life, Lewis Pilcher, who preceded her in death in 2014. Shirley was a member of the First Baptist Church in Fairfield, where she loved her family, friends, and the Lord, and was always trying to help take care of everyone around her. Survivors include 2 sons, Terry and wife Stacy Pilcher of Jeff, and Randy Pilcher of Fairfield, a grandson, Aaron Ray Pilcher, a great-grandson, Maxton Pilcher, and a brother, Richard, and wife Anita McNeely of Jeff. She was preceded in death by her parents, her husband, Lewis, a grandson, Gregory Pilcher, and 2 brothers, Gaylord McNeely and Clifford McNeely. Graveside services for Shirley Pilcher will be at 10 a.m. Monday at Maple Hill Cemetery in Fairfield. Friends and family are asked to go directly to the cemetery. Memorial donations may be made to the First Baptist Church and will be accepted at the service or at Johnson Devon Funeral Home. Johnson Devon Funeral Home of Fairfield assisting the family with arrangements. 76-year-old Richard Lloyd Parker of Sisney passed away at 9:47 a.m. on Saturday, May 25th at St. Vincent Hospital in Evansville. He was born November 23rd of 1947 in St. Louis to Richard D. Dick and Mary Jeanette Norman Parker. His mother was the oldest first-time mother at Barnes Jewish Hospital at the time of his birth, being 39 years of age. On July 3rd of 1977, he married the love of his life, Peggy I. Atterbury Parker. Rick graduated from Harrisburg High School in the class of 1966. After high school, attended the University of Missouri in Rolla, graduating in 1971 with a physics degree. Rick came back to Harrisburg and worked in his family business, Lloyd L. Parker Furniture and Piano Store. His grandfather had started the business in 1914, and for the last 10 years, before the store closed in 1988, Rick was the owner. He was a member of the Harrisburg Elks Lodge, BPOE 1058, for over 50 years. Survivors include his wife Peggy Parker of Sisney, 2 sons, Lloyd L. and wife Stacia Parker of Harrisburg, Logan and wife Angie Parker of Flora, Lindsay and husband Lance Inslee of Sisney, and 8 grandchildren, Jackson and Luca Parker, Mason Luther, Caden Parker, Kate Parker, Savannah, and Beth Inslee. He was preceded in death by his parents and grandparents. The body of Richard L. Parker has been cremated, and the memorial service will be held at 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, June 8th, at the Johnson Devon Funeral Home in Fairfield. The visitation will be from 10 a.m. until service time, with burial at a later date in Sunset Lawn Cemetery in Harrisburg. Memorial donations may be made to Hope Ministries in Jeff and will be accepted at the Johnson Devon Funeral Home. Johnson Devon Funeral Home of Fairfield is in charge of arrangements. Full obituaries, including survivors, at mywaynecountynow.com. We'll take a look at the upcoming community calendar in just a few moments. This is Wayne County Now.
The loss of a loved one can leave you with a lot of unanswered questions, feelings of stress and anxiety, and grief. The experienced funeral directors at Johnson & Vaughn Funeral Home in Fairfield can help guide you through all aspects of the funeral process to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. Call them at 618-842-6006. The Johnson & Vaughn Funeral Home, 106 Northeast 4th Street in Fairfield, serving the Wayne County area with compassion, dignity, and respect.
Dive into summer with the latest styles at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield. From top to bottom, Carnaby Square has everything you need to embrace the season in style with brands like Charlie B, Multiples, Jess & Jane, Lucky Bird, and Tribal in sizes from small to extra, extra large. Plus, Carnaby Square carries the largest selection of Brighton purses, jewelry, and accessories around. Carnaby Square, the fashion leader in Southern Illinois, located at 115 East Main Street in Fairfield, making you look great since 1980.
Time now to take a look at the community calendar presented by Carnaby Square, the Southern Illinois fashion leader. Learn more at carnabysquare.com. Follow them on Facebook and on Instagram. A reminder that the pork chop and pork burger fundraiser for the Fairfield City Fire Department to raise funds for the Children's Fire Safety House has been moved to the Fairfield Fire Department headquarters on Northwest 7th Street. That kicks off at 11 and runs until they're out of pork burgers. You can get a chance to take a tour of the Fire Safety House to learn what the kids will learn if they ever have to deal with the situation of a fire breaking out in their home. It is free to take a tour of that safety house, but that pork burger and pork chop fundraiser will help raise funds to go towards repairs for the Children's Fire Safety House. Weather permitting, a reminder, it is free swim day at Fairfield City Pool at Leo French Park. That free swim being put on by Gordy and Diane Toombs. They had several out there yesterday. They would love to see several more out there today at the free swim, weather permitting. Also tonight down in Hamilton County, it is the Hamilton Wayne Relay for Life. That is taking place today, and that has been moved from its original location. Originally, that was supposed to be down outdoors, but they have moved that, and I'm working on getting that information because it just popped up on my screen a little bit ago. As that Relay for Life is taking place, originally was supposed to be at the out at the park. Now it's been moved to the Carlton Center. There'll be events that get underway starting at 5, and they'll run through this evening at 9:45 this evening for the Relay for Life for Hamilton, Wayne, and White counties. As today, starting again at 5 at the Carlton Center. Tomorrow evening, weather permitting, the Journey Church on Leininger Road is having a movie night, and the movie that will be shown is Narnia. The event gets underway at 7:30. They'll have the popcorn and drinks. You need to bring the comfy seat and snacks if you would like it. It is free and open to the public. For the latest in community calendar notes, you can submit them to us as well. You can submit community calendar notes at news@mywaynecountynow.com. You can fill out the submission form at mywaynecountynow.com. You can also text us at 618-737-9996, or you can send us a message on Facebook, and we will work on getting that information up for you as well. This is Wayne County Now. We'll take a look at sports in just a moment.
Whatever your project might be, Gibbs Excavating and Land Management, LLC, has the right tool and the expertise to get the job done right. The crew at Gibbs Excavating and Land Management can handle any job from stump grinding or forestry mulching, driveway repair, concrete demo and rock work to dirt and auger work, trenching, and even garden tilling. Call us 618-516-1462 or email Austin at austingibbs70@yahoo.com to schedule your free estimate today.
There's nothing like getting together with old friends for a great visit in a nice, relaxing atmosphere. That's what you get at All-Star Package at 100 North Milner Street in Sisney. Besides being the place for packaged liquor, beer, and wine in the Sisney area, it's also the place to stop in after work, watch the game, or just meet friends to catch up. You can also try your hand at the slot machines in their video gaming room. Open 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sunday. That's All-Star Package in Sisney.
Time now for sports on Wayne County Now. I'm Dustin Fuller. And last night, the baseball awards for Fairfield Community High School. The Mule Pride Award went to Riley Marshall. Ian Puckett was named the Cy Young Award winner. Landon Harrelson was the Offensive Award winner. Crescent White, MVP and Defensive Award winner. Dylan Fleer is the Comeback Player of the Year. Hunter Denton was Hustle Award winner. And Cruz Wells was named Most Improved as the Mules held their award ceremony last night for baseball. Taking a look on the professional side of things, we'll start off with Major League Baseball action that took place last night or yesterday. In action yesterday in the majors, several games. In fact, every team played yesterday. And it was Cincinnati over Chicago, the Cubs, 5-4. Philadelphia doubled up the Cardinals 4-2. Baltimore over Tampa Bay 3-1. It was Toronto over Toronto over Pittsburgh, Toronto over Pittsburgh 5-3. Boston down Detroit 7-3. Cleveland over the Washington Nationals 7-1. It was New York Mets downing the Arizona Diamondbacks in one of those track meet games 10-9. Miami down Texas 8-2. Atlanta doubled up Oakland 4-2. San Diego over Kansas City 11-8. Minnesota over Houston 6-1. Milwaukee over the Chicago White Sox 12-5. Colorado over the LA Dodgers 4-1. Seattle over the LA Angels 5-4. And the New York Yankees tripled up San Francisco 6-2. Taking a look at action later today in the Major League Baseball circuit. At 2:07 this afternoon, Pittsburgh is at Toronto. Tampa Bay is at Baltimore at 3:05. At 3:10 p.m., Detroit visits Boston. Washington is at Cleveland. Arizona is at the New York Mets. San Diego is at Kansas City. Minnesota is at Houston. Oakland and Atlanta. Texas at Miami. The White Sox are in Milwaukee. At 6:15 this evening, the Cincinnati Reds are at the Chicago Cubs. The LA Angels at 6:15 this evening are at Seattle. Also at 6:15 this evening, St. Louis is at the Phillies this evening. You can catch that game on 105.9 FM WOKZ. At 9:05 this evening, New York Yankees are at San Francisco. At 9:10 tonight, Colorado is at the LA Dodgers. In the WNBA action that took place on Friday night, saw the Las Vegas Aces fall to the Atlanta Dream 78-74. Connecticut held off Dallas 74-72. New York Liberty over the Washington Mystics 90-79. And the Minnesota Lynx defeated Phoenix 95-71. In action beginning at 11 this morning, the Chicago Sky 3-3 on the season visit the Indiana Fever at 1-8. That's at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That's the only game on the WNBA docket today. In the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, action that took place last night saw Edmonton defeat Dallas 3-1. Edmonton takes a 3-2 lead in that best-of-7 series in the Stanley Cup Western Conference Final. In the East Finals tonight, 7 o'clock, New York Rangers are at the Florida Panthers. Florida holding a 3-2 lead in that series. That is a 7 o'clock puck drop this evening. In college baseball action, a big day for the Evansville Purple Aces as they knocked off East Carolina in their events going on in the NCAA softball or baseball tournament. Full scoreboard looking at last night's action. As mentioned, saw the Purple Aces knock off East Carolina 4-1. Illinois was in action last night. They took on Indiana State, and Illinois last night took care of business against Indiana State. That final score, and that one was the Illini 4 and Indiana State 1. Other games that took place took 10 innings for Mississippi State to knock off St. John's 5-2. UNC Wilmington blanks Georgia Tech 9-0. UCF over Alabama 8-7 in a barn burner down at Tallahassee's regional. At the regional game at Bryan College Station, it was Texas over Louisiana. Monroe by a final of 12-5. VCU shuts out Wake Forest at the Greenville Regional. The other game in that Greenville Regional, 1-0. It was UC Irvine over Nicholls State, 13-12. Florida over Nebraska, 5-2. West Virginia over Dallas Baptist, 4-1. Oregon over San Diego, 5-4. It was South Carolina over James Madison, 8-7. Duke downs UConn, 4-1. Indiana over Southern Miss, 10-4. Coastal Carolina over Vanderbilt, 13-3. LSU holds off Wofford, 4-3. It was Oregon State over Tulane, 10-4. UC Santa Barbara over Fresno State, 9-6. Grand Canyon over Arizona, 9-4. It was Oklahoma State over Niagara, 19-7. Virginia over Pennsylvania, 4-2. Oklahoma over Oral Roberts, 14-0. And NC State over Bryant, 9-2. Florida State over Stetson, 7-2. Georgia over Army, 8-7. Clemson over High Point, 4-3. Arkansas over Southeast Missouri State, 17-9. North Carolina over Long Island, 11-8. Texas A&M blanks Grambling, 8-0. Kentucky over Western Michigan, 10-8. And Tennessee over Northern Kentucky, 9-3. Taking a look at the docket for college baseball for today, as some of this is elimination action, some of this moves on to the next round. It is Wake Forest and East Carolina matching up at 10 a.m. Central Time, as well as Alabama and Stetson, Vanderbilt at High Point, Army at Georgia Tech, Long Island University and Wofford, Pennsylvania and St. John's, Southern Miss and Northern Kentucky, Indiana State in Western Michigan, Bryant at James Madison, Nebraska will take on Niagara at 1, Duke takes on Oral Roberts at 2, Louisiana and Grambling at 2, also at 2, Southeast Missouri State with an opponent to be determined, as that game is yet to be finished. Kentucky takes on Illinois at 3 this afternoon, Dallas Baptist against Arizona at 3, Tulane at Nicholls State at 3, also at 3, San Diego at Fresno State. LSU is at North Carolina at 4 this afternoon. It is Clemson and Coastal Carolina at 4. Florida State and UCF at 4. Tennessee and Indiana match up at 5. It's UNC Wilmington and Georgia at 5. South Carolina takes on NC State at 5. Mississippi State and Virginia at 5. University of Evansville Purple Aces match up with VCU. That's at 5. At 6 this evening, Oklahoma State is at Florida. Texas A&M is taking on Texas. Arkansas is an opponent to be determined. Oklahoma and UConn match up at 8 this evening. UC Santa Barbara and Oregon match up at 9. Also at 9, UC Irvine and Oregon State. GCU and West Virginia. That has been a look at action. By the way, the game that's suspended that we're waiting to see a result on, that game is currently suspended with Kansas State ahead of Louisiana Tech, 9-4. We'll take a look at this week's Wayne County Salute coming up in just a few moments. It's presented by F&B Community Bank.
When describing traditional products like checking or savings accounts, many banks use the word personal banking. At FNB Community Bank, they focus on the personal side of that term. How? By always applying personal attention, by always delivering with personal care, and by treating you like a person, not an account. FNB Community Bank, banking, business, life, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Time now for the Wayne County Salute presented by F&B Community Bank. This week's salute is Private First Class Jarek Kewen. Jarek is a 2022 graduate of FCHS. He completed his basic training in AIT at Fort Warren, Georgia. He's based in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, where he's assigned to the 187th Infantry Battalion Iron Racketsons, where he serves as the grenadier for his team. He's currently deployed overseas and is the son of Marty and Alyssa Kewen. So we give you a salute this week, Jarek Kewen, Private First Class of the U.S. Army, presented by Wayne County Now and FNB Community Bank. For the latest local news, weather, and sports anytime, visit our website at mywaynecountynow.com. We'll have another newscast tomorrow morning on Wayne County Now. I'm Dustin Fuller.